numbers don't lie. As long as we obey the laws of physics, then we'll be fine, okay?
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 over-the-top scenes in the Fast and Furious franchise.
That's not good. That's not good.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most complex, ridiculous, and entertaining action set pieces in the family-centered franchise. If you haven't seen the full saga yet, beware of major spoilers ahead. Which Fast and Furious movie has your favorite action scene? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10. Bridging a Border Gap, F9.
Oh, hell no.
Are we supposed to drive across that?
But I said it looks like a bridge.
When Dom and his friends need to get out of a mine-filled foreign country in a hurry, they decide to take a bridge. Although 3 people safely cross, the structure falls apart behind them as they go. This setback pushes Dom to create a new way to get across the border.
Where's the bridge? No. Dom.
He somehow knows that if he hits the remainder of the bridge at the right angle, a rope will attach to his car in the perfect spot. This action allowed him to glide across the chasm where the bridge once hung. Additionally, he crashes into the ground on the other side without getting hurt. The sheer luck and skill required to make this crossing set the tone for all the wild stunts that would follow.
Well, that was new.
Number 9. Destroying a Helicopter, Furious 7.
Goodbye, Toretto.
Near the end of Furious 7, Dom's family is threatened by a villain's helicopter. The hero decides to take initiative and use a few explosives to eliminate the threat. After launching off a ramp at full speed, Dom is sent flying towards the helicopter. While he just barely manages to avoid colliding with the aerial vehicle, he does end up falling several stories into rubble. The single factor that pushes this scene into over-the-top territory is that missing the helicopter was the plan. During Dom's jump, he conveniently managed to place explosives on the villain's ride that his allies could blow up. The scene ends with an explosion and the confirmation that Dom has unbelievable foresight.
I remember everything. I remember it all.
It's about time.
Number 8. The family faces a tank, Fast and Furious 6.
Guys, we gotta come up with another plan. They got a tank.
As soon as the villainous Owen Shaw revealed that he had a tank, we knew we were in for a wild ride. The antagonist got our attention immediately by blowing up and crushing innocent people's cars on a crowded highway. To raise the stakes, the wisecracking Roman's car gets rammed by the tank and gets stuck there. The heroes miraculously turn that negative into a positive and use the car to weigh down and flip the bulky vehicle.
We're dragging a car behind us.
Brian, that Mustang will make a nice anchor.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Although this action leads to Letty flying off the tank, that's no problem in this heightened scene. The sequence ends with Dom pulling off an incomparable and physics-defying stunt so he can catch Letty. All the moving pieces of this tank beat made for an unforgettable chase.
Jesus Christ.
Number 7. Zombie Car Chaos, The Fate of the Furious.
I want every chip with a zero-day exploit in a 2-mile radius around that motorcade now.
There's over 1,000 of them.
Hack 'em all.
While it was established that the sinister Cypher would do anything to get a nuclear football, we still couldn't have seen her remote control plan coming. When an important official travels through New York City with a device she wants, her team hacks into hundreds of cars. The Evil Alliance immediately makes all those vehicles crash into the motorcade surrounding the nuclear football.
Ouch.
If the sight of hacked cars veering into traffic isn't extreme enough for you, then the scene where a ton of them fall from a parking garage should do the trick. The amount of carnage Cypher's stunt left behind in its wake was shocking. However, we can't deny that she successfully got what she wanted during this riveting sequence.
Good work, Dom. Meet you at the pickup.
Number 6. The Power of Magnets. F9.
We need to get in there to deactivate it by the time Roman and Tej are in position.
Ramsey, power us up.
After Dom's team learns about magnets and how they work, each of them learns how to harness the power of magnetism. The drivers install devices in their vehicles that allow them to attract and repel metal at will. Since they constantly activate their magnets in a densely populated city, they push and pull a ton of items during their journey. Buildings are utterly wrecked and cars go flying nearly every time they use their magnets.
Crank it. If we can't break through, we stop it.
And once they've gotten enough practice, they use their devices to flip a gargantuan vehicle on its head. By the time this action-packed scene is over, it's questionable whether the villains or the heroes' magnets caused more collateral damage. Number 5. Runway Battle. Fast and Furious 6.
Why? You just had to open your mouth. Now we got a big-ass plane to deal with.
That ain't a plane. That's a planet.
A sequence where heroes chase a villain down a runway doesn't sound outrageous on paper, but the Furious team added fun layers to that concept. After the heroes arrive at the longest airport runway in the universe, a few drive onto a moving plane to rescue a friend. Those characters then have to fist fight for family. Meanwhile, their allies jump between cars and launch harpoons at the plane to slow it down.
What happened? You hit the flap?
You should buckle up right now.
What?
The scene also makes sure to include epic practical stunt work and a heroic sacrifice before concluding with a gigantic fiery explosion. Admittedly, there's literally nowhere on Earth where they could have fought on a runway for around 15 minutes of screen time. But most fans were too into the thrilling action to care.
So this is worth billions, huh?
Number 4. Stealing the Safe. Fast 5.
Well, the plan's working. You guys have every corrupt cop in Rio on your tail. You guys have to move fast.
One of the franchise's most iconic sequences kicks off when Dom and Brian use 2 cars to steal a safe. Since lots of local officers work for the enemy, the heroes have to dodge police while dragging their prize around town at blistering speeds.
We're going right.
Nah, it's too tight. We're not gonna fit.
Got no choice now.
The safe demolishes everything from cop cars to architecture as they go. The scene became beloved because the heroes are able to use the safe in inventive ways while pulling off tremendously slick driving. It also includes the jaw-dropping reveal that Dom and his crew swapped out the huge item at one point with a decoy. Between its surprising turns and innovative set piece, it's easy to see why Fast 5's climax is one of the franchise's best.
It's a hell of a mess. Yeah, it is.
Number 3. Multiple skyscraper jump. Furious 7. What do you do when you need to get a car away from a villain while you're at the top of a tall building?
Dom, cars don't fly. Cars don't fly.
If you're Dom, the only answer is to drive straight out of the window. He just barely manages to escape an explosion and land in an adjoining skyscraper. However, Dom quickly discovers that the car's brakes won't be of much help.
No brakes.
What?
No brakes.
In a split-second decision, he decides to rehash an old move and just launch the car into a third skyscraper. Seeing Dom's car soar across the sky was an awe-inspiring sight, despite the fact that the heavy vehicle would have realistically fallen before reaching its destination. The film momentarily made us believe that a car could fly.
You steal the host's car. You jump it between 2 buildings.
Actually, it was 3 buildings.
Oh!
Number 2. Destroying a submarine. The Fate of the Furious.
That's not good. That's not good.
Shortly after the heroes drive out onto ice, audiences are treated to a number of head-shaking scenes. At one point, Roman's pulled out of the ice thanks to a harpoon fired through a car door. The The Rock's character Hobbs also redirects a torpedo with his bare hands. But the moment within the icy climax that really stretches belief comes when Dom gets fully involved. When a missile is fired towards his team, he's able to get the explosive device to follow his car.
All right. Come and get him.
He then uses clever driving to get it to blow up the sub. Although Dom's nearly consumed by a fiery inferno, his team protects him with cars. It's still hard to believe that he managed to face down a submarine and win.
We need to get up out of here, because there's all kind of nuclearism happening under this ice.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Racing into Space. F9.
It means numbers don't lie. As long as we obey the laws of physics, then we'll be fine, okay?
Before the main franchise ran out of road, the writers decided to take the characters out of this world. After Roman and Tej get into a specialty car, they get dropped out of a plane and launch themselves into space. The moment that the two reached the stars marked a point where the franchise had truly gone where no car-based series had gone before. To further ensure that no one would forget this space trip, Roman and Tej are eventually forced to crash into a satellite.
All right, the satellite is in range. Let's power up these magnets and fry it.
It's worth remembering that the Fast and Furious saga started with a crew stealing electronics. 8 movies later, the franchise wasn't afraid to include a scene that's so over the top that it ended up in space. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.